All right, good afternoon, everybody. Jongoy here. Welcome to the races. This is your Eneos Regional Autocross Championships. Here we go. That's Neil Pedriña. We are now in the Expert Open C category. Here we go. Sid Datukon and Neil Pedriña. Good afternoon and welcome to your Eneos Regional Autocross Championships. Neil Pedriña on top, Sid Datukon below. There you go. Looking good right now. This is Neil Pedriña right here. Now, if you're just watching right now, that is Sid Datukon right there. Looking good, approaching the start-finish line right there for Sid. 52.117. Wow! 52.117 for Sid Datukon. Wow! Grabe. 54.09. So we're already in the lower 50s right here. Wow, grabe. Sid Datukon right now. Atomua coming in right now. Coming in for the outer lane.
Okay, on the outer lane,
Zuriel Sumodobilla. Wow, there you go. Here we go, Zuriel Zomodobilla up against Ato Mua going inside the track right here. There you go. Welcome to your Eneos Regional Autocross Championships. Yeah, there we go. See the Tukon fastest time right here, 52.117. Here we go. Ato Mua starting here first. There we go. So, yep. And Zuriel Zomodobilla, first time on the track for Zuriel. Here we go. This is from OK Now City. Oh, good afternoon, everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. And we would like to mention this as well for our friends there in Luzon. So, ingat po sila, no? Medyo, there is a big storm coming in right here. Medyo, I would like you to, ingat po sila lahat, especially sa Metro Manila and all our friends in Luzon. So, and some parts of Visayas, so ingat po sila. Right here, it's medyo makulimlim, but everything. Oh, problems there for Zurel Zomodobilla. There we go, if you want to see that one right there. Time there for, okay, 58.499 seconds now. Let's go to Zurel Zomodobilla right here. On the finish line. Yes. There we go, Zomodobilla 102.12. Here we go. So, good afternoon, everybody. So, I hope everyone is doing well. It's a not so hot Sunday afternoon, but it's really medyo ano talaga, medyo what do you call that? It's really humid. Humid right here.
Modified A. Line up your cars now. Notice modified A. Line up
All
your
right.
cars now.
Zuriel Somodovilla. There we go.
Okay, outside lane driver ready. Go.
Here we go. Atomua now starting his run right here. Atomua looking good. Again, if you're just watching, the first one is that you have to navigate going on the inside, and the other one is navigate going onto the outside. So that is what's going on, and both cars will be passing on the same lane, the same track all the way. There we go. That is Atomua right there, looking good for Atomua, and of course Zuriel Somodovilla on to the finish line.
Okay, rerun. Talmogal, no time glitch.
Here we go. So we're gonna do a rerun right here. This is Atomua right now.
Okay,
On to the finish line. 1 minute flat, 0.15.
1 minute and 15 milliseconds. Okay, we have to rerun.
We're gonna do a rerun for Zuriel Somodovilla right here.
Time glitch, yeah.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Yep, Boss Tropa, thank you so much for joining us. Yes, thank you so much. I hope everyone is well and good there in Manila. So, Boss Tropa, thank you so much. Safe race for everybody. Greetings from Boss Tropa. Thank you so much. Here we go. So, right now, we are with Zuriel Somodovilla right here. This is
Okay, timer
from OK Now, CDO, Cagayan de Oro. There we go. There we go, Zuriel Somodovilla right here, looking good. Welcome everybody, and welcome to Crocodile Park, Davao City. This used to be called Speed City. We are here in Crocodile Park. Used to be called Speed City, but right now this is a riverfront corporate city. It has condominiums, hotels, and some few parts of the area where we could do racing. So thank you so much for letting us come back right here. Jay Ruiz, God bless everyone. Thank you so much. Zuriel looking good. There we go. 55.58 for Zuriel Somodovilla.
Okay, outside lead driver Figo Malik, car number
Figo Malik and Johan Stan. Wow, this one. The best of CDO versus the best of Jensen. There we go. That is Figo Malik. There we go. Figo Malik, Johan Stan. We have two best drivers here in Visayas, Mindanao. Look at that. Here we go. So who will start here first is Johan Stan. Mag-start po si Johan Stan una. There we go. Johan Stan looking good right here. Now navigating into the figure 8. Johan Stan navigating into the figure 8. Here we go. Exit point for Johan Stan. Kind of be a wide right there. Now Figo Malik will start right here. Here we go. Johan Stan and Figo Malik. Johan Stan navigating on the outside while Figo Malik crossing on the inside right there. Here we go. Figo Malik looking good. This is the time of Figo Malik. So dinaanan ni Johan Stan. That's why it stopped. Here we go. Johan Stan looking good as well. Whoa, look at that. Look at the move right there. Here we go, approaching the finish line right here for Johan Stan. 53.711, an improvement for Johan Stan. Now, Figo Malik right here, let's see, on the finish line, on the start-finish line. This is going to be crucial for Figo Malik, holding 53.24 for Figo Malik. Wow! improving. Still, the fastest time is Sid Dakukon, 52 point. Fastest is 53.117 by Sid Datukon. So, tingnan natin ngayon. They're gonna do another run right here. So, here we go. So, Figo Malig will start here first. There we go. Figo Malig, one of the top drivers from OK Now CDO. Good afternoon, everybody. Shout out to Nugget Spec, Twist Motorsports, 811 Show Folks, Kia Pride, Davao. Hello. There we go. Figo Malig looking good. Second run for Figo Malig. Will he be able to beat the fastest right here? So the fastest is by Sid Datukon. Here we go. So Johan Stan. There we go. Johan Stan looking good right here. There we go. John Stan struggling a little bit on that part of the track. Now Figo Malig is about to enter or crosses the finish line right here. There we go. Figo Malig now for his finish line. Let's see if he'll be able to beat the time. 52.117. 52.99. Figo Malig. Let's see. Johan Stan. Here we go. Johan Stan, will he be able to beat? This is going to be faster. Here we go. What a nice one. 54.02. But tinamaan yung pylon. Wow. Grabe yung ginawa ni Figo Malig. 52.997. Grabe. Grabe ang ginawa ni Figo Malig.
Okay, we go to Modus Modified A category.
Wow, grabe. Okay, we're gonna do the novice modified A category. Everybody is sort of catching up right here, no? For the respective time. There we go. So Figo Malig is the one leading this one right here. So grabe ginawa ni Figo Malig. Wow. Very, very exciting right now. So we are in the novice modified A category. All right, there we go. Kirk Daniel on the track. Wow. But failed to turn that car properly. So we have a delay right here. We have a delay right here. So Felix Fontino waiting on the sideline. Problems with the car, I think. So tingnan natin. There we go. Kirk Daniel right there. So that's Kirk Daniel.
Okay, first run of Kirk Daniel, then
Kirk Daniel. That's a DNF right there. I think he was able to have that run. There you go. Napatakbo na ni Kirk yung kotse niya. So, tingnan natin. So, he's already DNF for his first hit. Now, let's move on to the second hit right here for Kirk Daniel. So, what's going to happen here? Okay, now we're going to have a solo run for Felix Fontino Jr. There we go.
Okay. Solo run for Felix Fontino.
Here we go. Felix Fontino Jr.
Go!
Here we go. Fastest time right now is by Figo Malik at 52.997. There we go. Fastest time. Time to beat right there. That's by Figo Malik. And on the track is Felix Fontino Jr. And of course, there you go. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the races. That is Felix Fontino Jr. looking good, looking strong right now. So, tingnan natin if he'll be able to beat the fastest time right here. So, Felix Fontino Jr. approaching the finish line. Is 53.44. Wow! Grabe!
Okay.
Namamayagpag na silang lahat dito, no? So, medyo ano talaga.
Kirk Daniel.
Looking for Kirk Daniel right here.
Kirk Daniel. Second run. Doon ka pasok sa exit. Doon ka pasok sa exit.
There you go. Felix Fontino Jr. is going to change lane right here. So, Kirk Daniel, where is he? So, good afternoon, everybody. I hope everyone is doing well. So, yun, no? We would like to, express our heartfelt doon sa mga nasalanta ng Baguio. So, yun, medyo hindi po kanais-nais yung nangyari doon. So, and now, there's another one coming in. Okay, so, ingat po silang lahat. Especially our friends in Metro Manila and all the people in Metro Manila who are watching with us right now. So, ingat po silang lahat, no? Medyo, yun. There we go. That is the fastest right now. It's Figo Malik. Felix Fontino Jr. Let's see. That is the second run of Felix Fontino Jr. As you can see on your screens, 52.997. Fastest time. Yeah, that's the fastest time right here. And of course, there we go. Felix Fontino Jr. Kirk Daniel on top. Felix Fontino here. So, yun. There we go. That's more like it. Kirk Daniel on top. Fastest time to beat is 52.997 by Figo Malik. This is, wow, grabe. Kanina, it was the time of, here we go, Felix Fontino Jr. on the finish line.
Time
53.358 seconds. So now, let's see. For Kirk Daniel, he is about to do crossing the start-finish line right here. Here we go.
Okay.
On to Kirk Daniel, finish line. This is the outer part. That is 102 flat. 102 flat for Kirk Daniel. All right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to your Eneos Regional Autocross Championships.
Car number 94 on the outer lane. Driver on board, car number 6, Dennis Guevara.
Boy Pendong on the outer lane. Dennis Guevara, you're looking at Dennis Guevara right now, my good friend. Thank you so much, PLDT, for giving us a very fast internet right here. We are powered by PLDT right here. So thank you so much, PLDT. There we go, Boy Pendong and Dennis Guevara.
Tires ready.
Una po si Boy Pendong.
Our fastest time of the day, 52.997 by Figo Malik.
Yeah, Figo Malik on the fastest. Dennis Guevara now going out. Looking good for both cars right here. So Boy Pendong, I think first time on the track for Boy Pendong right here. Yes. Yeah, Boy Pendong. And Dennis Guevara on the other side of the track. There we go, approaching the Boy Pendong approaching the finish line right here. Here we go, Boy Pendong. 59.50. Now let's go to Dennis Guevara right here. This is the time of Dennis Guevara. Medyo slow going out on that part of the track. Now this is one of those high-speed part of the track right here. Here we go. Our friend from business class, our friend from PLDT. A little bit of a slow pace move going into that corner. 107.02 right there for Dennis Guevara. Thank you, Dave. Visit Bacolod. Yes, we are going to have one in Bacolod. Bibong, thank you so much, Sir Bibong. Good afternoon. We will be there, Sir Bibong, on April 2026. That's going to be our leg number 1. Thank you so much, Sir Bibong, and the rest of our friends in Bacolod City. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. And yes, we're gonna be there soon. Now, they're gonna change lane right here. And yes, visit Bacolod. Yes, watching from Digos. There we go. Maraming salamat po. And we're gonna be there 2026. It's already confirmed. So, see you there. Glenn Gallos of Iloilo is also here with us. Kumakarera po siya ngayon sa atin. Ayan, Dennis Guevara in lower part of the screen. So, if you might be wondering, if you are a newbie here at Crocodile Park, the lower part of the screen is going on the inside. The upper part of the screen is going outside. There we go. Boy Pendong now doing his run right here. There we go. Boy Pendong looking good. And Dennis Guevara. Yep. That's Boy Pendong doing the 380 right there. So there we go. Dennis Guevara, the old school Kia. Yeah. This is from Kia Club Davao. They bought a lot of this just for racing. So, grabe. Dennis Guevara now approaching the finish line right here for Dennis Guevara. Here we go. 1 minute and 5 and 16 seconds for Boy Pendong right now approaching the finish line for Boy Pendong. Here we go. This is going to be a fast one. 1 minute point 18 for Boy Pendong. Right, change drivers.
Inner lane. Car number 11 with no Arkin. And on the outer lane, car number 7, Nico Herrera.
All right. There we go. That's Nico Herrera right there.
Okay, outer lane driver ready. Whoa!
There we go. This is the novice modified A. Nico Herrera right there. That is Rene Arquintillo. Yes, Rene Arquintillo and Nico Herrera. First time I heard this drivers, so thank you so much for joining us today. There we go. Welcome to the racing line. This is your Eneos Regional Autocross Championships. Arquintillo approaching the finish line right there. 1 minute and 22. Yep.
Nico Herrera approaching to the finish line. 1 minute and 5.73 seconds. Okay, change lane.
We are in the novice modified A. Now they're changing lanes right here. Okay, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Welcome to the racing line and welcome to your Eneos Regional Autocross Championships. And this is the last race of the year. There we go. The fastest so far is by Figo Malik. That is 52.997. Grabe. Kanina merong nag 53.117 but Figo was able to beat that 1.00 or 0.3 of a second. So grabe talagang ginawa ni Figo. Here we go. Here we go. So this is the novice modified A category. And they're checking on the sensors right here. So due to the dust and all that is, coming in from or taken from the racetrack, medyo ano talaga. So here we go. So Nico Herrera and Rene Arquintillo. Rene Arquintillo will start here first, while Nico Herrera is waiting on the sideline. Here we go. After the figure 8 of Nico Herrera, Arquintillo will now run right here. Outer driver will now run. Here we go. If you can see them both together on the same track right here. There we go. they are timed differently, but they are going to pass all the tracks, all the lanes. Kung saan yung dinadaanan nila, madadaanan talaga ng lahat ng both cars.
Okay, on the track,
Miko Herrera.
driver on board on white is IR Nico Herrera.
There you go.
Kia Pride, driver on board is Renew Arkentillo.
Tilio. There you go. Now, finish line for Miko Herrera.
Okay, Nico Herrera time is 1 minute 4.80.
1 minute 0480. That's the time of Miko Herrera. Rene Orquentillo, let's see, now going into the finish line. That is the time. 1 minute counting. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stop. 109.84. Yes.
Okay, next sir. Overlane driver. Jeep Tan.
Jave Tan coming right in.
Autolane driver on board, Malik. Car number 71, driver on board, Malik.
There we go. My Malik and Jave Tan right here. There we go, Jave Tan and my Malik on the track. Okay, we're still checking on the timing. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to your Eneos Regional Autocross Championships. I hope everyone is doing well, especially those in Metro Manila and some parts of Visayas or Luzon. Kenneth, good luck. Team OK CDO. We're going to be back in CDO. Excited to be back in CDO. Hopefully, mid-part next year. There we go.
Okay, timer ready.
My Malik up on Jave Tan below. Here we go. Jave Tan will start here first. Honda Brio, a brand new Honda Brio for this team. Jave Tan looking good right here.
Okay, outside lane driver.
My Malik will now start her race. My Malik from OK Now CDO. We have so many CDO fans right here on the live chat. Let us know. Always welcome. Thank you so much, Kenneth. Maraming salamat. Yes, we will be back there next year. That is part of our 4-leg championship series there in Cagayan de Oro. Here we go. My Malik, first time on the track. Let's see. A while ago, yung anak niya si Figo Malik, unang takbo pa lang, ang bilis, clocking in the fastest. And of course, the fastest right now is by Figo Malik right here. Here we go. Jave Tan will finish here first. Approaching right here. Jave Tan
59.45
seconds, while my Malig now is coming in. Let's see, will she beat the time of her son? No, I think, but this is also a quick run right here for my Malig now for the finish line, 58.94. Wow, nice one right there. There we go. Tan on the upper part of your screens, my Malig on the lower part of your screens. There you go. So again, this is a two-way track, but all of them is gonna pass on the same track. The one on the inside, that's my Malig, coming in on the inside while going on the outside, and Tan coming on the inside, going on the outside as my Malig starts here first. There we go. My Malig looking good, looking strong. There we go. This is the opening. This is the second time on the track for my Malig right here. Here we go. Tan. Here we go for Tan right here. So Tan, let's see, fastest time of the day is by Figo Malig, 52.997. That is the time of Figo Malig right here. Tan, my Malig right here. Look at that. There you go, my Malig. Medyo mabilis to. Checking out Tan right here. Fastest is 52. Let's see. There you go. This is the time of Tan. My Malig on the finish line.
1 minute and 12.
1 minute and 3 seconds there for my Malig. Here we go. Tan now crosses the start finish line. This is the time of Tan. Here we go. With one penalty, 1 minute flat point, 57 for Tan.
Okay, exit na.
Yep, exit.
Marshals? 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 Exit na na si Jim. Mixer.
All right, Joa Concepcion and Joseph Felisa. We are on board Joseph Felisa. Joseph Felisa on the track. There we go. So here we go. Joseph Felisa will start here first. There we go. Joseph Felisa looking good. Driving this one right here. We are on board Joseph Felisa.
Okay, outside lane driver ready.
Seen this guy in Cagayan de Oro City. So medyo maganda yung pinapakita niya dito. Last time in Cagayan de Oro City. There you go. Joseph Felisa and Joma Concepcion. There we go, Felisa on board, while Joma Concepcion is the one that you see on the outside right there. Here we go. Now, Joseph Felisa will come in right here. So, tingnan natin, Joseph Felisa will be coming in right now. There we go. We are on board Joseph Feliza right there. Joseph Feliza now, finish line for Joseph Feliza. Tingnan natin yung oras niya.
Time 1 minute and 1.16.
1.116. Now we are on board. This is Joma Concepcion on the finish line right here. Here we go. Joma Concepcion from Cagayan de Oro City. 58.60. Wow. With 1 cone penalty.
James Lane for second run.
There we go. Second run right now. So, tingnan natin si Joseph Feliza. If you can see the front cam of, you know, yan, makita mo yung ginagawa nila kung paano nila binamaneuver. Now, he is now going into the outer lane of the track. There we go. Joseph Feliza upwards and Joma Concepcion here at the down below. Here we go. So Joma Concepcion is starting his run right here. There we go. Joma Concepcion looking good from OK Now City. Oh, so here we go. Outside lane driver. That is Joseph Feliza. Will he be able to go right here? There we go. Joseph Feliza. Nagsimulan na rin yung takbo niya. Now we're gonna see them right here. There we go. Joseph Feliza.
4 minutes line up your cars. Andre Sayo, Dennis De Guevara, Miguel Hau, Kurt Daniel, Amsoa Butasil, Jeep Tan, Felix Coutinho Jr.
Joseph Feliza.
Russell Kurt.
On board Joseph Feliza right now. That's Joma Concepcion yan. The lower is, there we go, Joseph Feliza. Look at how he maneuvers his car right here. He is now, finish na po si finish na si 1 minute point 16 seconds there. And Joseph Feliza now approaching the finish line right here. Here we go.
Okay.
59.65. There we go. All right, we're going to change drivers or change cars right here.
Okay, next one.
There we go. Nelson Ceballos and Miguel Hau. We're looking at Davao versus Cagayan de Oro. Nelson Ceballos, I think first time on the track. Miguel Hau, second time on the track. He ran yesterday. This is the Novice Modified A category. There we go. Nelson Ceballos will run here first.
Okay, outside lane driver ready.
And Miguel Hau right here. There we go. Miguel Hau will run now. If mapansin niyo, the inner part of the track are the ones that is really very slow. And the outer part of the track are the ones that are really faster. There we go. Miguel Hau looking good right here. Nelson Ceballos looking good as well. Both of them are Honda Brios. Wow, everybody's buying Honda Brios nowadays. Okay, Nelson Ceballos is going to finish here right now. Approaching the finish line right here. Nelson Ceballos. 57.49 seconds for Nelson Ceballos. Here we go for Miguel Hao
Miguel Hao approaching to the
approaching the
finish
finish line for Miguel Hao right here. There we go. 1 minute 80.
milliseconds.
Miguel Hao right there.
Okay, change lane.
Now they're gonna do a change lane right here.
Okay, timers ready.
Here we go, change lane for both drivers. Miguel Hao will start here first. Look at that, Miguel Hao looking good.
Okay, outside lane driver.
Outside lane
ready.
driver will now start right here.
Go.
Here we go for the outside lane driver, Nelson Ceballos. Synchronicity for both cars. As Miguel Hao navigates right now for the outer part of the track. Miguel Hao now navigates now as Nelson Ceballos navigates now on the inside part of the track. There we go. Look at that. Honda Brio on the works right here. Grabe. Miguel Hao right there. Now is going to navigate going into the finish line, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Miguel Hao now onto the finish line right here. Here we go.
Okay, there's a time glitch for Miguel Hao. Will run.
Ceballos right there.
Miguel Hao will run. Wilson Ceballos approaching to the finish line. Time
55.85. Wow, ang bilis.
55.85
Galing.
seconds. Okay, we give a rerun to Miguel
We're
Hao.
gonna do a rerun for Miguel Hao right here. There we go. We're gonna do a rerun for Miguel Hao right here. Here we go. Good afternoon, everybody, and I hope everyone is doing well. And of course, don't forget to stay safe, everyone. There is a quite of a storm coming in. And for those friends who are watching right now na taga Manila, maybe you could tell us if it's already raining there. We don't have any word yet from our friends there in Manila. So let us know on the comment section and if everybody is doing well and everyone is safe. Miguel Hao on the track right now. He was given a rerun due to the time infraction. So let's see, Miguel Hao will be able to improve his previous time. Here we go, Miguel Hao. Of course, the son of our good friend Herbie Hao, and as well as the nephew of Autocross driver, former Autocross driver of the year, Hernel John Hao, on the track, like father, like Tito, or like father, like son, like Tito, like son, whatever it is. This is a family of racers right here. Here we go. Start them young. Although Miguel Hao is no longer a young kid, but now here we go for the finish line. So I think that's a good run for Miguel Hao right there. There we go. All right. Dewey Guevara on the track. The son of Dennis Guevara good friend from PLDT. And of course, you're watching the live right here. It's being presented to you by, or it is powered by
Okay, timer is ready.
PLDT. Thank you so much. Here we go. Andre Sayo will start here first. And of course, we are on board Andre Sayo right now. There we go. We're going to show you a little bit of that on how he maneuvers that one right there. Look at that. That is a three curve right there. As Dewey Guevara now starts his run. And there we go. That's Andre Sayo below your screens, and as well as his onboard camera right there for Andre Sayo. Dewey Guevara doing his thing on the upper part of the track. There we go. So looking good for both cars as Dewey Guevara, medyo naabutan siya ni Andre Sayo dito. But here we go. Andre Sayo will finish here first at approaching finish line. 56.38 seconds for Andre Sayo. Now, this is Dewey Guevara. Let's see, will he be able to improve his time right here? Coming into the fast corners. We have two fast corners right here. Like we always said, fast, slow in, fast out. Dewey Guevara on the finish line. 104.51 right there for Dewey Guevara.
Still, our time to beat is 52.997.
Yeah, 52.997 by Figo Malig. The fastest time right here by Figo Malig. 52.997. So we're going to do an exchange of lane right here. There we go. Andre Sayo on the upper part of the screen. And of course, we are also on board Andre Sayo right now. We are waiting for Dewey Guevara to approach his own finish line. All right, good afternoon mga kasama. So I hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone is safe. And is it raining on the part of the country dyan sa inyo? Umuulan ba? So let us know. It's quite kulimlim right here in Davao City. There's a little bit of a sun right there. So here we go. Outside lane driver, that is Andre Sayo. There we go. Andre Sayo now navigating his race right here. We are on board Andre Sayo right there. And Dewey Guevara, where is he now on the outside part of the track? There we go. Of course, Andre Sayo, there we go. Nasa loob siya while Dewey Guevara is navigating on the outside part of the track. Coming in right now. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to your Eneos Regional Autocross Championships. And we are here right now at Crocodile Park as Dewey Guevara will now approach the finish line right here. Here we go. Dewey Guevara, will he be able to...
Finish Dewey Guevara time 1 minute and 3.73 seconds.
Yes, 1 minute and 3.73 seconds. Andre Sayo now onto the finish line. 56.10 for Andre Sayo. There we go.
Okay, next pair.
All right, here we go. This is Hamsur Abutazil.
For Miguel Howe, Kurt Daniel, Adam Ring, Russell Kurt, Boy Pindong, Nilson Sibayes, Joseph
Here we go. Jave Tan and Hamsur Abutazil. That's Jave Tan right there. Here we go, Hamsur Abutazil. Hamsur Abutazil right here on the inside while Jave Tan navigating on the outside right there. Here we go, Jave Tan looking good, looking well. Jave Tan now, Hamsur Abutazil. Jave Tan will now finish right here after this 180-degree turn. Jave Tan will finish right here, approaching the finish line right there. 58.779 seconds, while Hamsur Abutazil, here we go, this is his time. Here we go, Hamsur Abutazil approaching the finish line right here. It's a quick one for him. I think this is the best time he has. 1 minute, 0.94 seconds right there. All right, Jave Tan.
Okay, timer's ready. Go.
Second hit on the track. Hamsur Abutazil will run here first on the inside, navigating his car, going on to the outside.
Okay.
While Jave Tan navigating his car, going into the inside. There we go. So we have two cars competing, both running on a different part of the track, but eventually will be able to see each other or will be able to run on the same track. Here we go. Jave Tan looking good right here. A quick one there for Hamsur Abutazil. Medyo mabilis yung takbo ni Hamsur dito, ang galing. So, of course, now this track was designed to, you know, on the inside, it's quite slow, but on the outside, it's quite faster. So, yun, medyo ano talaga. Medyo ganun.
1 minute and 58.
Hamsur Abutazil, 1 minute and 0.08. Now, Jave Tan right now. Let's see. This is the time of Jave Tan right here. Approaching the finish line for hit number 2. A good maneuver going to that. 1 minute 47 for Jave Tan. Here we go. So, Felix Pontino coming right up. We are on board. Felix Pontino Jr.
Outside lane driver, car number 25, Russell Kirk. Russell Kirk on the outside lane, and
Russell Kirk on the other side of the track. Here we go. We are on board Felix Pontino Jr. Medyo naipit yung ating ano. Wow, look at that. Grabe yung iniikot ng camera namin. Galing! Yeah, Felix Pontino Jr. We are now on board Felix Pontino Jr. as Russell Kirk while we are on board Felix Fontino, we could see what he is doing now on his car. So there we go, Felix Fontino Jr. right there. There we go, Russell Kirk on the other side of the track. Grabe. Enjoy. Kita natin paano niya minamaneuver yung kotse. Here we go, we are on board. That is Felix Fontino Jr. right there. Look at that. Sable Felix Fontino Jr. approaching the finish line right there. Time 54.03. Now Russell Kirk right here. DNF for Russell Kirk. So I believe it's first time on the track. Yeah. Change lane right now. So Felix Fontino Jr. will now move, go to the next part of the track. So we are on board. Sakay muna tayo kay Felix Fontino Jr. There you go. On how he maneuvers this one right here. There we go. We are on board Felix Fontino Jr. And on the other side of the track, that is Russell Kirk. He is about to go to his lane. So yun, sana siya. Ayun, there we go. Russell Kirk. Here we go for Russell Kirk. Here we go. This is Russell Kirk right here. And we are on board Felix Fontino Jr. Having a hard time navigating that part of the track. Russell Kirk. Here we go. Felix Fontino Jr. He is going to go now.
Okay, go.
Here we go. Russell Kirk on the outside lane. Felix Fontino Jr. Look at the speed of that car. Going into the outside and onto the inside. Look at that. We are on board Felix Fontino Jr. right here. Look at that. Pati yung aming camera sa loob, umiikot din. There we go. Wow, what a nice maneuver on the outside. On the inside as Felix Fontino Jr. now navigates going into that one. Now that is the time of Felix Fontino Jr. We're going to be on board Felix Fontino Jr. all the way right here. Here we go. So look at that. He is navigating the 180 turn right there. So if gusto nyong makita kung ano yung ginagawa niya dun, yeah, this is that one right there. Felix Fontino Jr. Here we go. 54.28 for Felix Fontino Jr. There we go.
Fastest time so far is 52.997 seconds.
Here we go. Nelson Ceballos and Kirk Daniel. Kirk Daniel will run here first.
Okay, outside lane driver ready.
Outside lane, Nelson Ceballos will run now. Here we go, Nelson Ceballos. This is the time of Nelson Ceballos and Russell Kirk. There we go. Kirk Daniel pala, sorry about that. Nelson Ceballos right here. Oh, skidding the rear tires upon the entrance of that part of the track. Grabe itong mga maneuver ng mga the drivers right now are really very competitive. Nelson Ceballos right there.
Okay, Kirk Daniel
Approaching the finish line. Kirk Daniel 58.12 seconds, while Nelson Ceballos, there we go, approaching.
Nelson Ceballos approaching to the finish line.
Here we go, Nelson Ceballos 56.47. Nice one right there for Nelson Ceballos.
Okay, James Lane.
Yep, we're gonna do a change lane right here. All right, Kirk Daniel now on the outside, or Nelson Ceballos on the inside. Here we go.
Okay, timer's ready. Timer's ready. Go.
Here we go. Nelson Ceballos will start here first. Nelson Ceballos.
Okay, outside lane driver.
Now the outside driver will now go. That is Kirk Daniel. Here we go. How is everybody doing right now, especially our friends in Metro Manila? I hope everyone is doing well. Kirk Daniel and Nelson Ceballos.
Time gets rerun.
Rerun right here.
There's a time glitch here and now timer. Okay, Kirk Daniel approaching to the finish line.
Kirk Daniel approaching the finish line, 58.35. There we go. So we're going to do a run for Nelson Ceballos right here. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to your Eneos Regional Autocross Championships here in Davao City. So we are very glad to be back right here at Crocodile Park. Used to call this Speed City. So maraming salamat for joining us today. And I hope everyone is doing well. The wind right here is picking up indeed. So medyo nagpipick up na po yung wind dito. Oh, nice maneuver there by Nelson Ceballos right there. Here we go.
There's a time glitch with his previous run.
Now we're going to do a rerun. This is Nelson Ceballos' rerun right here. Here we go. Slow in, fast out. Wow, maneuvering on that part of the track. He was really anticipating for the turn on that part of the track. Here we go. So Nelson Ceballos from OK Now City O Good afternoon sa inyong lahat. Ang dami pong pumunta here from out of town. Thank you so much. Pinakamalayo po is our friends from Iloilo. Thank you so much for joining us right here. Thank you so much. 55.67 for Nelson Ceballos. So, maraming salamat po for joining us from Iloilo City, Cotabato, Cagayan de Oro, Malaybalay, Jensan. Thank you so much for joining us. And ang dami po nila nandito sa amin ngayon. So, thank you so much for joining us. On board, Miguel Howe right now. Miguel Howe, we are on board Miguel Howe right here. Here we go. You can see how he does this one right here. There we go. That's Miguel Howe. Started here first. Okay, now we are going to release the other driver. Here we go. That is Joseph Felisa. Looking good as well. The fast part of the track where you're going to maneuver that one. Now, this is Miguel Howe right here. There we go. We are on board Miguel Howe and how he maneuvers the car right there. So, Miguel Howe. That is Joseph Feliza right now, looking good as Miguel Howe is navigating onto the 360 part of the track. Here we go, Miguel Howe onto the finish line for Miguel Howe. Nice maneuver there for Miguel Howe. Here we go. Now, let's move on to Joseph Feliza right here. It's kind of windy right here in Davao City, so I hope everyone is doing well. Medyo mahangin po tayo ngayon dito. And Joseph Feliza, 58.53 right there. Wow. Fastest time still by Figo Malig. There we go. Fastest time still by Figo Malig. We are on board Miguel Howe right there. All right. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the racing line as Miguel Howe. Now we are on board Miguel Howe right now. There we go. That's Miguel Howe, and of course, fastest time is by Figo Malig at 52.997 so far. All right. Good afternoon sa inyong lahat.
Standby. Okay, timer's ready.
Timer ready. We'll start here first is Joseph Feliza. Here we go. Joseph Feliza will start here first. Will stand by for Miguel Howe. You can see him on the lower part of your screens on board his car right there on the inside.
Okay.
Here we go. Outside lane driver ready. Here we go as Miguel Howe. There we go. You can see the front of the car. That's a very speed track you got there for you. There we go. Miguel Howe looking good. Navigating onto that part of the track. All right. There we go. That's Miguel Howe. And of course, that is Joseph Feliza right there. Joseph Feliza navigating now on the inside. So, Joseph Feliza will now finish here first after this 180 or 360 degree turn. He is going to navigate here first right here, approaching the finish line right there. 58.85 for Joseph Feliza. Now we are now with Miguel Howe There we go, Miguel Howe now navigating into the faster part of the track.
Okay,
This is a
Miguel
fast
Howe
corner,
gets
slow
into
in,
the
fast
finish
out.
line.
That is normally what we do on those types of corners. Here we go, Miguel Howe, 59.56 there for Miguel Howe. Nice one right
59.56
there.
seconds.
All right,
Okay, next four.
so we will be
Driver on board, Bo Tindong, car number 924.
right back.
Get to that mud puddle.
All right, welcome everybody. This is your Novice Stock B category, and this is round number 4 here in Davao, and of course, this is the finale. And welcome everybody to the races. And here we go, si Raj Pingyaman, and of course, on the other side of the track, that is John Mark Barbar. There we go. So, mauna pong lumabas dito si Raj. There you go, si Raj Pingyaman looking good. Nice one right there. Here we go. This is the John Mark Barba, and this is his time right there. So, nauna si Raj a while ago. So, looking at si Raj right there, there you go. He's timed differently right here. Of course, we are back here at Crocodile Park, and we are very happy to be back right here. John Mark Barba, Novice Stock. This is Novice Stock B category. Home stretch right here for si Raj Pingyaman. Let's see anong ma-time ni si Raj Pingyaman right here. Of course, si Raj is one of those top drivers who's gonna win the overall right here. Finishing here, si Raj Pingyaman. 1 minute 61 seconds right there. Now, John Mark Barba. Here we go. Home stretch for John Mark Barba right here. Welcome to your Eneos Regional Autocross Championships. Home stretch right here for John Mark Barba. Here we go. That is his time right there. 1:03.36. There we go for John Mark Barba. Now, change lane po sila. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to your Eneos Regional Autocross Championships. And of course, we are here, and we are very happy to be back here at Crocodile Park. So thank you so much, Crocodile Park Riverfront here in Davao City. And of course, aside from that, also would like to thank Eneos Motor Oil Philippines. Thank you so much for making this possible right here. And of course, we also would like to, ingat po dun sa mga friends namin from Luzon, especially in Luzon, Metro Manila, to take care. A very huge storm coming in for you right now. Here we go. This is John Mark Barba. Yeah, that is not his time, so he's gonna start here first. Of course, some people as well. Wow, there's a thick smoke coming in from that car. Grabe. I hope he can still see what he's doing right there. So, here we go. So, si Raj Pingyaman right here, clocking in the fastest a while ago. So, ayun, ito yung ano nila. There we go. Si Raj Pingyaman on top, John Mark Baba here below. So, looking good. Both of them are doing good. There we go. Let's see who's gonna finish here first. But so far, si Raj Pingyaman looking good right here.
Mark Barba, time 1 minute 1.38 seconds.
Yeah, hindi po time ni John Mark Barba yun. So, si Raj Pingyaman muna ngayon.
Okay, Siraj Pingyaman approaching to the finish line.
Finish line for Siraj Pingyaman. Here we go.
Time, 1 minute,
102 for 31
2.31
there for
seconds.
Siraj Pingyaman. All right, so John Rallion and Felix Pontino Jr. right here. Here we go. Here we go. So, there we go. Una po si John Rallion dito. So, ayun, John Rallion on the inside part of the track. And Felix Pontino Jr. is just waiting on the sideline right here. There we go. Now, Felix Pontino Jr. will run here first. There we go. Felix Pontino, top driver from Jensen. And John Rallion, hindi po time ni John Rallion yan. So, there we go. Looking good for John Rallion. And Felix Pontino Jr. now navigating on the inside part of the track. There we go. So, Felix looking good, looking faster here with a different car. So, every race yata, parang si Felix, iba-iba yung kotse yung ginagamit. So, yeah, yun.
Last call.
Good afternoon, everybody, and I hope everyone is doing well, especially our friends there in Metro Manila. I hope okay po kayo lahat. Medyo nakakatakot po yung bagyo ngayon. There we go. John Rallion finishing here, and let's see, Felix Pontino. Now, this is time. 1 minute and 2:36 seconds for John Rallion. Now, Felix Pontino Jr. now crossing the start-finish line right here. 101.14. Wow, ang bilis ni Felix. Looking good here for Felix Pontino Jr. Good afternoon, everybody. I hope everyone is doing well right here. And kumusta po sila? And of course, we would like to greet all our friends who are watching right now. And of course, ingat-ingat po doon sa mga taga Metro Manila and some part of the Visayas area. Take care. There's a very big storm coming in today. And actually, here in Davao, it's medyo kulimlim lang. Wala na pong ulan actually. But everything is okay right here. There we go. This is Felix John Rallion and Felix Pontino. There we go. That's Felix Pontino Jr. clocking in on a different time now. John Rallion will start here, right here. There we go. That's John Rallion. That is the time of John Rallion. Now, there we go. So, medyo mahangin na po dito sa amin ngayon. Yep, medyo yung hangin, medyo ano na. There we go. Felix Pontino Jr. right here. Clocking in on that part of the track. I think this is dito yung time ni Felix Pontino Jr. So,
Felix Pontino Jr. approaching to the finish line.
Finish line right here for Felix Pontino Jr. 59.71, an improvement right there. So, John Rallion, tingnan natin. Ito yung time ni John Rallion now approaching the finish line right here. Here we go for John Rallion. Here we go. Here we go. It's improvement. Wow, clock on the brakes. 102.31. Wow, that was tight. Medyo mahangin talaga lately. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the races. And of course, moving on right here. Yeah, if you could hear the wind. Grabe, no? So, medyo windy talaga ngayon. So, I think it's already in the Philippine area of responsibility yung ating bagyo. So, we will be right back.
Get to that mud puddle. Get to that mud puddle.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is Novice Stock B category, and on the track is Atomua and Cody Pontino. There we go. So this is Cody Pontino right there, and up against Atomua right there. Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. Atomua starting here. Let's see. He is being timed differently. Welcome to your original Autocross presented to you by Eneos Motor Oil. Number one motor oil in Japan. Here we go. And of course, this is Cody Pontino. That is his time right there. There we go. So,
okay, Novice Taxi, line up your cars.
looking good for both drivers. This is Atomua right now. Looks fast right here. Going into that part of the track. There we go. So medyo ano sila. This is Cody Pontino. Medyo maganda din pinapakita ni Cody dito. Here we go. Finish line. 1 minute. 4 seconds. Now, let's go to Cody Pontino. There we go. Here we go for Cody Pontino. Now, approaching the chicane, going into the start-finish line. Medyo mabilis ito. 1:02.86. Nice one right there. Here we go. Here we go. Looking into, of course, this is presented to you by Eneos Motor Oil. This is our 19th year. Isipin mo ha, we are already on our 19th year right here. Of course, Cobb Di Pontino will start here first. Atomua. Atomua will start in 3, 2, 1, go! There we go. So, yung time ni Atomua, ito yung time ni Atomua. Hindi na po natin papakita. But look at that. 2 cars right now. Now, Cobb Di Pontino navigating right here in this part of the track on the outside. So, we have 2 separate tracks right here. So, outside and inside. Now, both of them will navigate both part of the track, no? So, iba-iba po yung navigation nila, but they're going to pass on to the same track. There we go.
Okay, Cobb Di Pontino time.
Cobb Di
1.57 seconds.
1 minute, 0.57 seconds now. Atomua, patapos pa po siya right here. Let's see.
Okay, Atomua.
Time ni Atomua approaching the start-finish line right here. Here we go. Clocking in a 103.23 for Atomua. Novistock C coming right up. And Felix Pontino. Okay, so medyo bumaba yung ating ano. So now you could see how he maneuvers his approaching the finish line here for Glenn Gallios right there.
Time 1 minute 12 milliseconds.
1 minute, 0.4.3 seconds. Felix Pontino, 59.75. Galing. Here we go. Here we go. So they're gonna change lane right here. Glenn Gallios, this is the first run of the day for Glenn Gallios right here. So, tingnan natin. Here we go. Felix Montino Jr. nauuna ngayon. Let's see. Alam natin na this is the time where here we go. Glenn Gallios now will start right here. Here we go. Now, Glenn Gallios, onboard Glenn Gallios right there. Dr. Glenn Gallios, there we go. Look at the speed of that car. Medyo grabe, mabilis. Looking good right there for Glenn Gallios. There we go. That's Glenn Gallios. Felix Pontino right now crossing the outer part of the track. And so is Glenn Gallios. There we go. Looking good right here. There we go. Glenn Gallios. This is the time of Glenn Gallios right there. Now, he is navigating, going out. Mag-8 curve pa pala siya. And let's go to Felix Pontino Jr. Now, he is gonna time. Felix Pontino. 59. 59.003. Here we go for Glenn Gallios right now. This is the time of Glenn Gallios. Here we go. Navigating right now. Wow, 59.38. Nice one right there for Glenn Gallios.
59.38.
Galing. Wow. We are now on the 59 mark right here.
59.003 by Felix Pontino.
Time to beat is Felix Pontino, 59.003.
Next driver.
There we go. Good afternoon, everybody.
Okay, next driver, Cody Pontino on lane 1.
It's Glenn Gallios.
Okay, please prepare your car.
Wow, look at that. Galing. Now, as you can see, kita nyo naman, inhawakan niya yung no? So you could learn a lot from this one right here. Here we go. Now, Felix Pontino has started his run right there. There we go. That's Felix Pontino Jr. And of course, now, Glenn Gallios on the other side of the track. As you can see, kita nyo how he maneuvers this car right here. And of course, there we go. That's Glenn Gallios right there. And Felix Pontino. Okay, so medyo bumaba yung ating So now you could see how he maneuvers his approaching the finish line here for Glenn Gallios right there.
Time, 1 minute, 12 milliseconds.
1 minute, 0.4.3 seconds. Felix Pontino, 59.75. Galing. Here we go. Here we go. So they're gonna change lane right here. Glenn Gallios, this is the first run of the day for Glenn Gallios right here. So, tingnan natin. Here we go. Felix Montino Jr. nauuna ngayon. Let's see. Alam natin na this is the time where here we go. Glenn Gallios now will start right here. Here we go. Now, Glenn Gallios, onboard Glenn Gallios right there. Dr. Glenn Gallios, there we go. Look at the speed of that car. Medyo grabe, mabilis. Looking good right there for Glenn Gallios. There we go. That's Glenn Gallios. Felix Montino right now crossing the outer part of the track. And so is Glenn Gallios. There we go. Looking good right here. There we go. Glenn Gallios. This is the time of Glenn Gallios right there. Now, he's navigating, going out. Mag-8 curve pa pala siya. And let's go to Felix Montino Jr. Now, he's gonna time. Felix Montino. 59. 59.003. Here we go for Glenn Gallios right now. This is the time of Glenn Gallios. Here we go. Navigating right now. Wow, 59.38. Nice one right there for Glenn Gallios.
59.38.
Galing. Wow. We are now on the 59 mark right here.
59.003 by Felix Montino.
Time to beat is Felix Pontino, 59.003.
Next driver.
There we go. Good afternoon, everybody.
Okay, next driver, Cody Pontino on lane 1.
All right, welcome back. There we go. That's Cody Pontino, the son of Felix Pontino. Here we go. Now, of course, we'll start here later is Siraj Pingyaman right there. There we go. That's the time of Siraj Pingyaman. Moving on. There we go. Cody Pontino. Now on the outer part of the track right here. And there we go. Siraj Pingyaman looking good for Siraj right there. That is the time of Siraj right here. Of course, nag-stop kasi dinaanan. Now they're going to navigate on to this part of the track where you're going to do the 360. Kobe Pontino approaching the finish line. He's going to finish here first.
Time 1 minute 95.
1 minute 95. So there we go. Here we go. Now let's move on to this is Siraj Pingyaman. That is the time of Siraj Pingyaman right there. Here we go. Coming right now for Siraj Pingyaman.
86 milliseconds.
Now they're going to change lane right here. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to your Eneos Regional Autocross Championships right here. Here we go.
Ready? Go!
Siraj Pingyaman and Cody Pontino. Looking good right here. There we go. Cody Pontino a while ago sa outer lane siya. Ngayon sa inside lane na naman siya. So now this time right here, that is by Siraj Pingyaman. Below, oh look at that. Siraj Pingyaman looking good right there.
Okay, Siraj Pingyaman time,
58.9 seconds. Wow, grabe. Bilis to na.
58.98 seconds. By
Siraj Pingyaman. Now, we are now for Cody Pontino. Here we go. Outside right here. Cody Pontino. 1 minute 95.
milliseconds.
Galing.
Okay, fastest time so far by Siraj Pingyaman, 58.983 seconds.
Sarang kabukang kuan.
There we go. New drivers right here.
Okay, next. Andre Sayo, solo run. Andre Sayo.
Andre Sayo on the track.
For Andre Sayo.
Andre Sayo right here. Of course, solo run right here. So first time on the track for Andre Sayo. Looking good. Here we go. This is your Eneos Regional Autocross Championships here in Davao City. And welcome back, everybody. I hope everyone is well. There is a huge storm coming in, and I hope everyone is doing well. And stay safe, please, everybody. Stay safe. Also would like to express our condolences to the people of Cebu. Bangon po, Cebu. Wow, he hit the 10-second cone. Wow. Wow. 10 seconds, Andre Sayo. Sayang naman hindi siya nakapag-break. Wow. Now we're gonna move on to the next one.
So total 1 minute 8 seconds.
There we go. Now Andre Sayo will change right here.
Okay, next category, expert stock A.
Here we go. Andre Sayo on the next lane, on a different lane. Now they're going to do an 8 curve right here. There we go. Andre Sayo looking good. First time on the track. Second time here, right here. And here we go. Andresayo solo run now going into the outer part of the track. Here we go. Of course, if you see all the number 19s, we are on our 19th year this year. Thank you so much, everybody, for, supporting regional autocross since 2006. Here we go. Andresayo now on his home stretch. Here we go. But he's going to do a 360 right here for the home stretch of Andresayo. Finish line right there. 59.52 seconds. 1 point penalty. Or 2 seconds penalty right there. All right. So we will be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. Yeah, Felix Montino Jr. right here, or this is Neil Pedriña. We are in the expert modified AA category. Hope everyone is doing well. That is Neil Pedriña right there.
Hello, battery sa radyo, battery. Ang master. Second run na, second run.
Here we go, Neil Pedriña. Here we go. That is Felix Montino Jr. Neil Pedriña, lower part of the screens. Felix Montino Jr., upper part of the screens. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to your Expert Modified A category. Here we go. Medyo mahangin na po dito sa atin ngayon. So, I really hope everyone is doing well. So, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.
Okay, time for Neil Pedriña, 54.35.
54.35 for Neil Pedriña.
Felix Montino Jr.
Felix Montino approaching the start-finish line. Here we go. 53.60. Wow.
53.60 seconds.
Grabe.
Okay, change lane for Felix Montino. Isa lang.
Here we go. Problems with Neil Petrina, I think.
Upper lane driver on board, Johan Stan.
Johan Stan on the track.
Wait. Okay, inner lane driver on board, Felix Montino Jr.
There we go. We on board Johan Stan right now. But Felix Montino Jr. will start here first. There we go. Felix Montino Jr. clocking in one of the fastest so far for the day on board his Toyota Wigo. Yeah, and now Johan Stan starting his run right here. There you go. Look at that. We are on board Johan Stan right now. Look at that. There we go. So that is Johan Stan, onboard Johan Stan, a new car for for the team right there. We are on board Johan Stan, and Felix Montino Jr. is about to finish the finish line right here. 54.14 seconds. So we are now going back to Johan Stan right now. He is about to finish the run right here. Approaching the finish line for Johan Stan. 54.04. Wow.
55.04 seconds. Okay, change lane. Okay, pasok isa.
On board lang tayo Johan Stan. Yeah.
Okay.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Hope everybody's doing well today. And kumusta sila?
First run for John Ragasaho and second run for
Yep.
Johan Stan.
Tell us where you're watching from. Is it already raining on your end? Especially our friends from Metro Manila and some parts of Visayas. Is it? There we go. Johan Stan.
Timer's ready. Go.
Johan Stan on the track. Here we go. John Ragasaho on the other part of the track. There we go.
Outside lane driver ready.
Here we go.
Go.
That is John Ragasaho right there. Looking good. Both cars looking good right here. Here we go. John Ragasaho, Johan Stan. Here we go. Johan Stan will now finish here first. Let's see. There we go. Johan Stan will finish here first. 54.02 for 54.02 for Johan Stan. Medyo pailing-iling siya doon. Now, for John Ragasaho right now, here we go. Finish line right there. That is the time of John Ragasaho. Navigating, there we go. Breaks 1 minute point 97 there for John Ragasaho.
97 seconds. Okay. It's in for John Ragasaho. First run for car number 45.
Here we go. Patrick Jecosala on the track right here. Here we go. Starting here first is John Ragasao, while Patrick Jecosala is waiting on the sideline right here. Here we go. Patrick Jecosala is about to start. Here we go. There we go. John Ragasaho, Patrick Jecosala. Looking good. This is the time of Patrick Jecosala right here as John Ragasaho navigating into the outside. Now navigating into the outside part, the high-speed part of the track. Patrick Jecosala looking good. Wow. This is a Subaru. There we go. Now John Ragasaho right here. Looking good for John Ragasaho. So far, so good for him. Here we go. Finish line for him. Oh, one penalty.
94 milliseconds. 1 minute 94 milliseconds. Lane run? Marshall? Lane run? Okay, 1-2 penalty. 1-4 penalty for John Ragasaho.
Here we go. Patrick Jecosala. This is the time of Patrick Jecosala. Here we go. Coming in on the outside. Coming in on the inside. Here we go. Patrick Jecosala clocking in at 1:16.
4:38 seconds. Okay, change lane for Patrick.
Nonin Lim coming in right now. Here we go. Nonin Lim. As Patrick Jecosala is going to navigate on the outside. Patrick Jecosala will start here first. There we go. Looking good. Medyo figure 8 right there. All you have to do, it's an open figure 8 right there. So here we go. Coming into that one right there. And on to now navigating right here is Nonim Lim.
Okay, outside lane driver, go!
Nonim Lim, a quicker Nonim Lim right here. So there you go. Patrick Jecosala navigating his car right here, while Nonim Lim navigating on the inside. Here we go. Nonim Lim looking good. Oh, look at the maneuver of the car right there. Nice one for Nonim Lim. There we go. So Patrick Jecosala now navigating on the inside. He's gonna finish here right now. So Patrick Jecosala, here we go. Finish line for him right now. Here we go on the finish line.
Time 1 minute 10.1.
1 minute point 10.1 second. Now let's go to Nonin Lim right here. Here we go. Nonin Lim looking good. Oh, look at that. Bukas yung likod ng kotse.
Time
56.40. Nonim Lim right there. Wow.
Okay, Sid Datokon, pasok.
We are on board Sid Datukon right now. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. We are on board Sid Datukon. This is the expert modified A category.
Line up your cars now. Expert modified B.
This is the expert modified A category. Here we go. So, mangunguna dito is si Nonin Lim. There we go. Slowly but surely for Nonin Lim. Then, here we go. Sid Datukon will start now. There we go. Sid, we are on board Sid right now. Look at the front view for Sid Datukon. Medyo may cut out lang ng konti dyan, but still, you can see how he maneuvers that one. Wow, what a very big ano doon. Now, will he be able to beat the fastest time right here? So, Sid Datukon, the fastest time is by Figo Malik. There we go. So, let's see, Sid Datukon. Approaching to the finish line is Nonin Lim. Wow! 54 point. Grabe, ginawa ni Nonin Lim. For 14 seconds while Sid Datukon, there we go, let's see, here we go, Sid Datukon approaching the finish line right here. This is going to be a fast run for Sid Datukon, 54.
55.48.
Wow.
Second run for Sid Datukon. Okay, walang nag-line up sa expert modified A. Abi? Wala. Okay. Andre Sayo, John Ragasaho, Dennis Guevara, Zorel Sunayid Villa.
There we go. This is Sid Datukon right here.
Neil Pedrino, Johan Stan, Felix Sotino Jr., and Ato Noah. Okay?
Here we go.
Timer ready. Timer ready.
Sid Datukon, solo run for him right now. Here we go. Look how he maneuvers his car right here. Wow, nice maneuver there by Sid Datukon. Now you can see at real time how he handles that car right here. Banging on the corners right there. Look at the speed. Quick one going onto the inside. Quick one going into the outside. There we go. Sid Datukon. Look at that high speed maneuver there by Sid Datukon. We are on board Sid right now. Navigating into that part of the track. Here we go. Finish line right here for Sid Datukon. Will he be able to beat this one? 52.86. Is this a new time to beat?
Your time. Excuse me. 52, yeah, no time, 52.997 kay Figo Malik. So, new time to beat, 52.868.
There we go, Sid Datukon, 52.86 by Sid Datukon, winning this. Grabe. Wow, we have a new time to beat by Sid Datukon. So narinig po ninyo yun, no? Grabe.
Okay, new time to beat is 52.868 by Zid Datukon. Okay, inner lane, expert modified bull. Inner lane, Dennis Guevara. And outer lane.
There we go. Sid Datukon, 52.868. That is John Ragasaho. Dennis Guevara on the track right now. Here we go. This is
Okay. Outer lane driver ready. Whoa.
that is John Ragasaho. Dennis Guevara now on the outside. There we go. Fastest time right here is by Sid Datukon. Dennis Guevara clipping that one so tight right there. So medyo ano talaga, no? Dennis Guevara on the lower part of the screens. John Ragasaho on the upper part of the screens. Now both of the cars will be navigating opposite tracks. The car below you is going to finish. That is Dennis Guevara right there. Here we go. Dennis Guevara will finish here right now as John Ragasaho will see 1 minute 4.29 seconds for Dennis Guevara. Here we go, John Ragasaho. This is the time of John Ragasaho right here. Here we go, John Ragasaho now approaching, slowly but surely going into that corner. Medyo nag-hesitation siya kasi medyo sumobra siya kanina, 103.78. Still, the fastest is by Sid Datukon, 52.868 right there. Here we go. What a nice one right there by Sid Datukon.
Okay,
Second run for both cars right here.
inside lane, driver on board, John Ragasaho, and the outside.
All right, here we go.
Dennis Guevara.
John Ragasaho will start here first.
Go.
John Ragasaho. Here we go.
Okay, outside
Looking good
lane,
for
driver
John
on board.
Ragasaho right now. Now outside driver, that is Dennis Guevara. Here we go for Dennis Guevara. Coca-Cola sponsored car right here. There we go. Dennis Guevara right there looking good. John Ragasaho now navigating on the outside part of the track, going into the inside. Dennis Guevara still navigating on the inside. And he is going to, I think, finish here first. So, si John Ragasaho pala ang mag-finish dito ng una. So, there we go. John Ragasaho now navigating on the inside, the last part of the track. Here we go. He is going to finish here first. John Ragasaho right now approaching the finish line. Here we go.
Time 1 minute and 1.39 seconds.
Now, let's go to Dennis Guevara. This is the time of Dennis Guevara. Still in the low 50s, but let's see. Here we go. Dennis Guevara
Approaching to the finish line.
approaching the finish line right now. There we go. Dennis Guevara looking good. 1-0.
1 minute and 5.22. Okay, next one. In our lane, driver on board, Andre Sayo. Outer lane, driver on board, Johan Stan.
.868 is the time to beat on the clock as Johan Stan. We are on board Johan Stan right now. And of course, it's Johan Stan and Andre Sayo on the track. We are in the Expert Modified B category. First driver, Andre Sayo, starting here first. There we go. Andre Sayo looking good right now. Johan Stan. Johan Stan right now. There we go. Look at the green flag on the screens. Here we go. Johan Stan. Speed on that part of the track. This is a Honda Brio. It's a new Brio that they have for the team. There we go. So Andre Sayo right there. And Johan Stan right here. We are now on board Johan Stan right now. Oh, hesitation move going into that one. It's a 360 turn right there going into that part of the track. Here we go. Andre Sayo, Johan Stan.
Okay.
There we go. Johan Stan.
Approaching to the finish line.
Yes, Andre Sayo approaching the finish line.
Time 55.76.
55.76.
55.76 seconds. Okay.
Now, we are now on Johan Stan right here.
Approaching to the finish line.
Approaching the finish line for Johan Stan.
Time
53.74. Wow.
Yan? Okay. 53.74. Okay, change lane.
Wow.
Clean run for both drivers.
Johan Stan, 53.74. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. How are you doing? Kumusta po sila? Welcome to your Eneos Regional Autocross Championships. Looking good right now. It's a windy Sunday afternoon, though it's not raining. But a while ago, medyo umuulan dito. But right now, medyo meron ng sikat ng araw. So it's a gloomy, but there's a little sun coming in. Tell us where you're coming from or where are you watching from. So is everybody okay and doing well? So I hope everyone is doing well and okay right now. So here we go.
Okay, go.
Here we go. Johan Stan right now. Navigating that part of the track.
Okay, outside lane driver ready.
Here we go. Outside lane driver coming in while we are on board Johan Stan right here. This is it. Coming into you. Johan Stan now in the outer part of the track. Andre Sayo navigating on the inside part of the track. Andre Sayo looking good right now. Johan Stan. There we go. That's Johan Stan. He's gonna finish here first. Oh, nice maneuver there by Johan Stan. Here we go, going into the finish line for Johan Stan. 53.66 for Johan Stan. Ang bilis na po nun. Now, here we go. Andre Sayo. This is the time of Andre Sayo right here. .89.
Okay, exit na. Next
Wow, grabe ang labanan dito. Alright, welcome back. Expert Open A category. Figo Malig on the track right here. First time to run here on the track. He is up against his teammate Nonin Lim. There we go. Nonin Lim right here. This is his time. Both first time on the track. Figo Malig right now. There we go. Figo Malig looking good. Nonin Lim. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Grabing ginagawa ng mga ano na to. Here we go. Figo Malig approaching the finish line right here.
Time
54.23 for Figo Malig. Here we go.
54.33.
Yep. Here we go. Nonim Lim on the finish line. 1 minute and 42 seconds for Nonim Lim.
54.33.
Wow, Figo Malig, 54. Grabe. Here we go, it's winning time. All right, we have a new time to beat right here by Figo Malig. Here we go. So, Figo, Nonim Lim will start here first. There we go. That's Nonim Lim.
Okay, outside lane, ready. Go.
Figo Malig looking good. Grabe, ang bilis. Unang salvo pa lang nila Figo. Automatic, ano na agad. That's Nonim Lim right there. There we go. That's Nonim Lim. Looking good right there for Nonim Lim. Let's go to Figo Malig. That is the time of Figo Malig right here. So, let's see if he can beat the 54.337 right there. So, Figo Malig clocking in the fastest right now at 53.337. Wow, approaching the finish line right here, Nonim Lim. 55 for 39 seconds. There we go. Figo Malig now approaching the finish line. Will he be able to beat his own time right here? There we go. Figo Malig 53.33. Wow, what a 53.33. Wow, grabe. We have a new time to beat right here. Kakaumpisa pa lang. Grabe ang ginawa ni Figo.
Okay.
Figo.
On the inside, driver.
All right, we are on board Automoa right now. We are in the Expert Modified B category. There we go. Automoa now on the run. Automoa looking good. Look at that, how he maneuvers the car. as we are going to check on Zuriel Zomodobilia right here. There we go, Zuriel Zomodobilia. While Atomua, we're looking at Atomua right there. There we go. Yes, there we go. Onboard Atomua on the Expert Modified B category. Zuriel Somodobilia, one of the top drivers in Cagayan de Oro. And of course, she's gonna. Oh, Atomua finishes here first. 56.30. Here we go. Zuriel Zomodobilia right now for the finish line. Here we go. Zuriel Zomodobilia. 55.85 for Zuriel Zomodobilia. Kakasabi ko lang, one of the top drivers in racing right here. So here we go. This is what we're going to see. So we have two coming in, no? So grabe. Here we go. This is the Expert Modified B category. Wow, the wind right here is really blowing very hard, no? So medyo ano talaga, medyo it's really blowing hard. So here we go. Zuriel Zomodobilia will start here first. Good afternoon, everybody, and how are you doing? And welcome to your Eneos Regional Autocross Championships. Zuriel Zomodobilia looking good right here. One of the top drivers. Look at how he did with that Toyota Vios right there. And Atomua on the other hand. There we go. Atomua looking good right here as Zuriel Zomodobilia navigating onto the outside part of the track. There you go. Atomua on the upper part of the track right there. Looking good, looking strong, looking fast. Here we go. Atomua, medyo mabilis si Atomua right now. He's one of the fastest in Cotabato City. So he's one of the fastest right here. Now Zuriel will finish here first. There we go. Zuriel finishing here first. Let's go to Atomua. That is the time of Atomua right there. He's still at the highest 47 right here. Atomua looking good. Faster on the outside part of the track. Here we go. 57.50 for Atomua. Nice one there for Atomua.
Okay, next.
Into that mud puddle. Into that mud puddle.
Yep. Nonim Lim, Hamsur Abu Tazil. Here we go. Nonim Lim, look at that, how he drives his car. Very nice driving there for Nonim Lim. There we go. And now, Hamsur Abu Tazil doing his job right now. There we go. Hamsur Abu Tazil and Nonim Lim now navigating on the fast part of the track. Here we go. There we go. Hamsur Abu Tazil. There we go. Medyo mabilis si Nonim Lim, no? So as usual, medyo ano siya. Now he's gonna finish here first. So Nonim Lim, bilis. Wow, look at that. Here we go. Nonim Lim approaching the finish line right here. 54.86. Hamsur Abu Tazil, here we go. Here we go, Hamsur Abu Tazil right now, crossing the start-finish line. 1 minute point 72 right there.
1 minute 70.
Here we go, outside lane, that is Nonin Lim. There we go, Nonin Lim, Hamsur Abu Tazil. That is Nonim Lim. Now Nonim Lim will finish here first. Nonim Lim or Hamsur Abu Tazil. There we go.
Hamsur Abu Tazil time.
Nonin Lim, that's 54.90.
Stop. Rerun.
We're gonna do a rerun right here.
Okay. 50.
Bottle Get to that mud puddle. Get to that mud puddle.
There we go. Figo Malik on the track right now with John Ragasajo. There you go. Figo Malik in the Expert Modified C. Fastest time right now is 52.68 by Sid Datukon. Let's see if Figo Malik would be able to change this one right here. There we go, to beat the time of Sid Datukon. Look at that. That's very fast right here. Here we go. It's winning time, everybody. We're almost done. It's winning time. Oh, where's Figo Malik? There we go. Figo Malik, fastest time is 52.868. Here we go. On to the finish line. Figo Malik, finish line right here. Will he be able to beat Sid Datukon? 52.667 by Figo Malik. Wow, grabe. Wow, we have a new time to beat. Here we go, John Ragasajo finishing. Wow, grabe. Figo Malik, 52.667. Taking this one right here. Here we go, John Ragasajo starting here first. There we go. And here on the other side of the track would be Figo Malik. Yeah, this is going to be a crucial one right here for both cars. Here we go, Figo Malik. Figo Malik, there we go. This is going to be crucial right now. John Ragasajo right here below you, below your screens. Here we go, there we go. Figo Malik, we're going to stay on Figo Malik right here, as this is the time of Figo Malik right now. Oh, hitting a cone right there. One penalty for Figo Malik. Here we go, going into the inside. Yeah, it's going to navigate a figure eight curve right here. Here we go. Figo Malik looking good. John Ragasajo approaching the finish line right there. Figo Malik now approaching the time. Here we go to the finish line with one penalty there for Figo Malik. 53.67.
53.12. 53.12. We play with 1 cone penalty for Figo Malik.
Yeah, 53 points out for Figo Malik with 1 penalty right there.
For John Ragasaho. To rerun.
Rerun for John Ragasaho, but of course, he was able to beat his own, na-beat na niya yung time niya. Wow, grabe. All right, welcome to the races. We are on board John Ragasaho right here.
On the outer lane, driver on board, Sid Batokon.
There we go. Sid Datukon up against John Ragasaho right here. So first time on the track as well for Sid Datukon. Here we go. Now John Ragasaho starting here first. There we go. That is John Ragasaho right there. Here we go. Now Sid Datukon will start right here. Here we go. Sid Datukon on board. Sid Datukon right there. Oh, John Ragasaho. Here we go. Sid Datukon first time on the track. 53.33 is the time to beat on the clock right here as we are on board John Ragasaho right there. So John Ragasaho will finish here first. There we go. John Ragasaho looking good with his Lancer as Sid Datukon. Magandang pinapakita ni Sid Datukon right here. This is the time of Sid. Now, John Ragasaho will finish here first. Here we go. John Ragasaho right now. Here we go, finishing right here.
Okay,
John Ragasaho approaching the finish line right there as Sid Datukon is about to... There we go. Now, Sid Datukon right here. 53.33 is the time to beat on the clock. 53.33 is the time to beat now going into the chicanes. Will he be able to beat this one right here? 54.86. Wow, grabe. Wow, it is. This is competition at its best. Grabe. Here we go. This is John Ragasaho right now. Here we go.
Okay, timer's ready.
All right, John Ragasaho right here. Sid Datukon will start here first. There we go. Sid Datukon, 54.36 yung time niya kanina. This is a new car for the team. There we go. Sid Datukon looking good, looking strong. Here we go. John Ragasaho now. He is going into the inside part of the track. There you go. Of course, we are on board John Ragasaho right now. Wow, Sid Datukon. Medyo mabilis yung takbo ni Sid ngayon. So, let's say, a huge improvement for Sid right now. But John Ragasaho also looking good right there. Here we go, Sid Datukon now approaching on the inside. Let's see, what is the time of Sid right here? Finish line.
504 seconds. Plus Tukon.
Two penalty right there for Sid the Tukon. Now John Ragasaho right now approaching the finish line. Here we go. Now John Ragasaho, we are on board John Ragasaho right now. There we go. Grabe ang competition right now. This is it. Will he be able to beat his own time? 101.79. Nice one right there for John Ragasaho.
Next.
Here we go.
On the outside lane, rather on board, Felix.
We are in the expert category right here, so that is not the one right there. So this is Felix Montino. So Johan Stan, first time on the track. There we go. Let's see Johan Stan. Wow, if you're very familiar with the car. There we go. Johan Stan up against Felix Montino Jr. There we go. Felix Montino Jr. right here. Now Johan Stan will start here first. Here we go. First time on the track. 53 is the time to beat by Figo Malig. 53.33 Johan Stan. Here we go. Johan Stan, first time on the track, all the way from Jensan. One of the top drivers here in Visayas and Mindanao. Johan Stan, oh, having a difficulty on the outside right there. Here we go now. Here we go. This is Felix Montino Jr. on board a different car right here. So let's see. Tingnan natin. Johan Stan right there.
Marshals, palayo na. Marshals, exit Marshals.
Here we go. Johan Stan, faster right here. Felix Montino Jr. looking good. There we go. Felix Montino Jr. looking good as well. Oh, look at that. Johan Stan. Medyo sumobra siya doon. But here we go. He's gonna approach the finish line right here. Johan Stan. 57.085. A good one right there for Johan Stan. Here we go. Felix Montino Jr. right here. Will he be able to beat? Oh, this is a quick one for Felix Montino Jr. 53.58. Wow, grabe.
53.58 seconds.
Grabe. Wow. It is competition right here.
Okay, next category, Expert Open B. Expert Open B. Line up your cars now. Andre Sayo, John Ragasaho, Figo Malik, Nonin Min, Sita Topol.
There we go. Johan Stan once again and Felix Montino Jr. We are already in the lows 53. So, wow, grabe. Felix Montino now gonna start here first kasi medyo complicated yung part of the track niya on the inside. Now, let's see. Wow, look at that. Felix Montino Jr. Nice one right there. Now, there we go. And Johan Stan right now starting here. This is the Expert Open A category. Johan Stan looking good. Looking strong. Felix Montino Jr. There you go. Look at that. Felix Montino now navigating onto the other part of the track. Here we go. Johan Stan right here. There we go. Johan Stan looking good. Looking good right there. Wow. Grabe. Ang ginagawa nila ngayon dito. Johan Stan. Here we go. Approaching the finish line is Felix Montino Jr. Here we go, on the inside part of the track. 54.495 with one penalty for Felix Montino Jr. Here we go, Johan Stan on the finish line, approaching the finish line for Johan Stan right here. I think he won't be able to beat the fastest time, but this is also a very faster 56.73. Wow, grabe. Galing.
Okay, last driver for this category, Neil Pedreño.
Neil Pedriña. We are on board Neil Pedriña right here. Here we go, Neil Pedriña. Here we go, Neil Pedriña. We are going to be on board Neil Pedriña right now. There we go, Neil Pedriña, and that is the time of Neil Pedriña. We are on board Neil Pedriña right here. Here we go. Look at that. This is the first time, second time on the track for Neil Pedriña right there. We are on board Neil Pedriña. Ayun, tingnan po natin paano to ginagawa ni Neil Pedriña itong maneuvering dito. That is the time of Neil Pedriña. Looking good, looking strong. Very cool. Grabe, no? So, here we go, Neil Pedriña. Here we go, Neil Pedriña now on to the finish line right here. Here we go, Neil Pedriña. Will he? 57.22. Change lane now for Neil Pedriña.
Second one for Neil Pedreño.
Here we go, Neil Pedriña right there. On board Neil, this is not his time. He's being timed separately. So tingnan natin if there's an improvement for Neil Pedriña right here. So the fastest time of the day is Figo Malig at 53.33. There we go, Neil Pedriña right there. Looking good, looking strong. And look at how he maneuvers this car. There we go. Neil Pedriña approaching the outer part of the track. There we go. Neil Pedriña approaching the outer part of the track, looking good. And look at that. Now, for the time of Neil Pedriña, tingnan natin yung time ni Neil Pedriña right here. Here we go. Time.
Okay, time 54.897.
54.897 for Neil Pedriña. Right, we are now on the Expert Open B. Yeah, there we go. So, Figo Malig is on the track right here. So, there we go. Tingnan natin if Figo Malig will be able to beat his own time. No? Up against John Ragasaho right here. There we go. Figo Malig now.
Okay, last call for Sid Datekon.
Here we go. So, we are also on board John Ragasaho right here. Here we go. Here we go. John Ragasaho will start here first. There we go. Here we go. John Ragasaho. Now we are awaiting for Figo Malig. So after he completes the 8th turn right there,
Outside lane drivers.
here we go, outside lane driver, Figo Malig, there we go. Let's see, Figo Malig, that is the time of Figo Malig right there. Figo Malig right now. Now, let's check out on John Ragasaho. Oh, problems on John Ragasaho. He was overshot right there. Tingnan natin if he'll be able to recover that one. Tingnan natin if he'll be able to recover that one. He is having a hard time starting his car while we are going to Figo Malig right now. Here we go.
Marshall, where's your plug?
Here we go. So, stop right there. So, John Ragasaho having a hard time.
Okay, DNF first run. Of John Ragasaho. Rerun. Figo Malig, rerun.
There we go. Figo Malig. We're going to do a rerun for Figo Malig. That's no longer his time. All right. Welcome to the races, everybody. And welcome to your Eneos Regional Autocross Championships. All right, here we go. A rerun right here. So this is hit number 2 for Figo Malig.
Okay, timers ready. Drivers ready. Go.
Here we go. Figo Malig. Here we go. Figo Malig right here. Oh, one pylon.
Penalty.
Penalty for Figo Malig right there. Here we go, approaching this part of the track. This is the inside part of the track. Medyo tricky to because yesterday there are lots of drivers who are really having a hard time navigating this part of the track. But Figo Malig already have one penalty right here. So he has to go on to that one right there. Oh, what happened?
Okay, rerun. John Ragasaho. Ikot. Pasok.
Here we go.
Go.
All right, we're going to do a rerun right here. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to the races. Here we go. John Ragasaho once again right here. And Figo Malig.
Second run for John Ragasaho and first run for Figo Malig.
Here we go. Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. Figo Malig starting here first on the inner part of the track. Here we go. Figo Malig holds the fastest right here at 53.33. So there we go. He is poised to become the 2025 Driver of the Year. There we go. John Ragasaho now starting here, right here. So looking good for both cars. There we go. Upper one is coming on the inside of your part of the screen. Lower part of your screen that is going on outside as well. So magkaiba po sila ng magkaiba sila ng uh, direction, but they're going to pass into the same
Okay.
part of the track. Here we go. Figo Malik approaching the finish line. Let's see if he'll be able.
53.457 seconds.
So still the fastest.
53.457 seconds.
Here we go. John Ragasaho right now. Tingnan natin. John Ragasaho right here. This is the time of John Ragasaho. Now approaching the finish line onto a faster curve right there. Here we go. Approaching the finish line right here for John. 102.65. Boys, pag tinamaan nyo yung pylon na yan, that's 10 seconds. There we go. So now,
Okay, second one for Figo Malik. On the outer lane.
Figo Malik now going into his second run. Here we go. So, Figo Malik holds the fastest right here, no? So,
Okay.
tingnan natin if so Figo Malik holds the fastest right here.
Cameras ready.
Here we go.
Okay, go.
It's already raining right here. It's already drizzling. So, medyo umuulan na po. So, the racetrack is quite wet. There we go. This is Figo Malik. 53.33 yung time ni Figo Malik right here. So, tingnan natin if he'll be able to improve right here. .33. Figo Malik now approaching on the fast lane, going into that part of the track. Here we go. Here we go. Now, will he be able to beat the stone time? 54.26 right there for Figo Malik.
Outside lane, driver on board, Nonin Lim.
There we go. Andre, that is Nonin Lim right here. And Andre Sayo, there we go. Sorry about that. But Nonin Lim right here. First time on the track. Oh, second time on the track for Nonin Lim. These are one of the top drivers here in Cagayan de Oro City. There we go. This is Andre Sayo right now. This is the time of Andre Sayo. It stopped kasi dinaanan ni Nonin Lim. Here we go. Nonin Lim right here. Looking good for Nonin Lim. Finish line.
Okay, time 12:56.090. Clean run for Andrew Sayer.
Yep, clean run for Andre Sayo right there, 57.21. And of course, we are on board Andre Sayo right now. He is going to the inside part of the track. Ayun, inayos pa niya yung 360 niya. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the races and welcome to the Eneos Regional Autocross Championships. And there we go, Andre Sayo and Nonin Lim. Here we go. Mauna si Andre Sayo dito. Okay, he is on navigating on the inside. We are on board Andre Sayo right now. Looking good. Medyo mabilis to kahapon, no? This is a Hyundai Elantra, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. And now, let's move on to Nonin Lim. There we go. Andre Sayo, Nonin Lim. Nonin Lim right there. Andre Sayo now. Nonin Lim is on the inside part of the track. Here we go. Medyo mabilis si Nonin Lim dito, but meron siyang penalty, I think. Wala pala. Sorry about that. So now, Andre Sayo right now approaching the finish line right there. Here we go. 56.47 seconds. Now, Nonin Lim, we are now approaching Nonin Lim. Nonin Lim approaching the finish line. This is the time of Nonin Lim. Teka, mabilis to. Wow, sideways going into that corner. 55.49. 49 seconds for Nonin Lim. There we go.
Okay, next driver. In the lane, driver on board, Neil Pedronia. Outside lane, driver, Sid Datogon.
Sid Datukon, there we go. That's Sid Datukon right there. Now, moving on to the medyo grabe. So, this is competition at its best. So, thank you so much everybody for making this possible right here, no? So, here we go. Neil Pedriña on the inside for Neil Pedriña right there. So, there we go.
Okay, outside lane, driver ready.
Here we go.
Go.
That's Sid Datukon right here. Sid Datukon, that is the time of Sid Datukon. There we go, Sid Datukon. Whoa, look at that. That is Neil Pedriña looking good. There. Neil Pedriña approaching the finish line. 55.108 seconds. Now, let's go to Sid Datukon right here. Here we go, approaching the finish line for Sid Datukon. Here we go. 55.46. Medyo konting hesitation si Sid Datukon right there. But so far, tingnan natin. So good. Now they're gonna do a change lane right here. So Neil Pedriña will now occupy the upper part of the track, which is going on the outside, going into the inside. Sid Datukon will now occupy the lower part of the track, from the inside going into the outside of the track. Welcome everybody and welcome to the racing line, and thank you so much for watching your Eneos Regional Autocross Championships. Good afternoon everyone and welcome to the races right here. There we go. Here we go. While waiting for Sid,
Okay, timer's ready. Timer's ready.
here we go. Sid the Tukon will start here first. A new car for the team. Sid and the upper part of the track, Neil Pedriña. Oh, problems right there.
That's wrong. Okay, Dennis. Okay, Dennis na si Conrad ni Sid at Tokon. Okay,
Problems on the car.
Marshals. Pagawa sa Marshals.
Anyway, so I think there's a problem on the track, on the car. So Neil Pedriña right now is going to do a solo run right here. So, need to tulak. Problems with the car of Sid. So, ayun. They need to push that car over there. So, okay, we're still waiting for the car of Sid. So while waiting for the car of Sid, Neil Pedriña is now on the track. Here we go, Neil Pedriña. That is the time of Neil Pedriña right there. Here we go. Looking good for Neil Pedriña. Second run for Neil Pedriña. See the Tukon is already DNF right here. Here we go. So one of the top drivers in General Santos City for Neil Pedriña. There we go. Looking good right there. Here we go. Neil Pedriña now approaching the other side of the track. There you go, the second part of the track for Neil Pedriña. This is a figure 8 right there. Oh, nice maneuver there for Neil. Galing, no? So, there you go. Very smooth there for Neil. Now, he is now going into the outside part of the track. Now, if you can see, that is quite a high speed right there for Neil Pedriña. Here we go. Home stretch right here for Neil Pedriña right now.
Time 57.
Oh, hindi nag-stop yung time. Okay, so we have to do a rerun right here. We're gonna do a rerun right here. All right, we will be right back.
Okay.
Eneos takes on the evolving challenge of creating new value day after day. We are oil specialists. That's why we aspire to contribute to the leading engine oil development for the future. It is with that goal in mind that Eneos is the proud sponsor of Super GT. Super GT is the most prestigious motorsport in Japan. The demanding race requires participants to keep racing not only for a long period of time, but also while maintaining a high speed. We support these racers taking on this challenge as one team. High-quality engine oil can bring out the maximum performance of race cars.
速く走るためにエンジンオイルにはこだわっています。オイルの性能次第で振動が少なくなって運転しやすくなりますし、結果タイムの短縮にもつながります。エンジンオイル重要です。
All right, welcome back. Sorry about that. Here we go. We are on board Johan Stan right now. Brand new car for Johan Stan. Oh, this is a Honda Brio. Everybody is buying Honda Brio right now. So medyo ano talaga, no? Medyo they have found the likeness for the Honda Brio. So there we go, Johan Stan. While we are looking at Felix Pontino Jr., there we go. On board Johan Stan right now. So that's Johan Stan going into the outside while Felix Pontino Jr. Coming in on to the inside of the track. Johan Stan right there. We are on board him right now. There we go. As Felix Pontino Jr. Oh, nice maneuver there by Johan Stan. Finish line right here for Johan Stan. 55. Wow, galing. Here we go. Felix Pontino Jr. now on to the finish line, approaching the finish line right there. Wow, this is going to be a fast one right here for Felix Pontino Jr. 53.70. Wow. Grabe. Now they're going to do a change lane right here. Johan Stan now going to the inside. So yun, on board po tayo kay Johan Stan a while ago with a very distinctive yellow and blue colors. Yeah, same with this car and same with this helmet. Hindi ba ano? So there we go, Johan Stan talking to our race control. There we go. So Felix Pontino Jr. Here we go. Felix Pontino Jr. will start here first. There you go. Timer is ready. Felix Pontino Jr. will start here first. Looking good right there for Felix Pontino Jr. Now we are going to have Johan Stan coming in a little bit right now. Johan Stan, here we go. Look at that. We are on board Johan Stan right now and looking good with this brand new car for the team. Felix Pontino Jr. looking good as well. There we go, Johan Stan maneuvering this one right here. Looking good yung kay Johan Stan, no? So medyo ano talaga, hananapan talaga nila ng paraan. They're gonna get a car like this that is quite competitive on this type of tracks. Felix Pontino Jr. home stretch for him. Here we go. 53.40 for Felix Pontino Jr. Now here we go, Johan Stan right now. Johan Stan approaching the fast curve right here for the finish line right there. Johan Stan looking good right here with 54.96 seconds right there for Johan Stan. Wow, grabe. Here we go.
Okay, inside lane, rider on board,
Atomua. All right, so we will be right back for a while.
that mud puddle. Get to that mud puddle. Get to that mud puddle.
All right, welcome back. Johan Stan once again for another car right here. There we go. Automoa right now on the track right there. Johan Stan right here on the outside part of the track. A different car approaching Automoa right now. There we go. That is not his time right there. So Automoa looking good. Johan Stan right now looking good right here. He is very comfortable with this car, so let's see if he'll be able to maximize this one right here. Here we go. Next stop is Automoa, looking good as well. Automoa will finish here first. There we go. Automoa 57.731 for Automoa. Now let's go to Johan Stan. This is the time of Johan Stan right now, approaching the start-finish line. A little bit of a hesitation going into that corner. Medyo nag-ano yung niya, change gear niya, nagka-problema siya. Hitting the cone. 10 seconds penalty right there for Johan Stan. There we go. Here. Wow. Here we go. Johan Stan, Automoa once again right here. Johan Stan will start here first on the inside part of the track. Here we go. Johan Stan looking good all the way from General Santos City. Here we go. And Automoa right now. There we go. Starting on the outside. Automoa looking good. Johan Stan looking good as well right here. There we go. Automoa, that's the time of Automoa right there. So Automoa now going into the inside while Johan Stan is navigating on the outside. Oh, look at that. Nice one right there for Johan Stan. Medyo ganda nung pinapakita. Yeah!
seconds.
53.93
seconds.
seconds for Johan Stan. Atomua right now. Here we go. Atomua approaching the finish line. Here we go. That is his time right there. Atomua 0.48 for Atomua. Wow. Grabe. Nice one. Grabe ang bakbakan. Welcome everybody and welcome to the Racing Line page, YouTube channel, live on TV. Welcome. We are airing in multiple categories or airing in multiple channels right here. And this is your Eneos Regional Autocross Championships. We will be right back. Okay, so I think that's it for us. So thank you so much for joining us today, this afternoon. So grabe, no? I hope, actually we're not done yet right here, but we're almost done. Medyo we have to wrap up the live, but of course we're running some few more categories, but we can no longer show you because we have to prepare for the annual awards. So that's it for us. So thank you so much everybody for making it possible. I hope everyone is safe. There is a big storm coming in, so I think it's already gonna, I don't know any updates on that, but right here it's gonna be, it's really very windy, but it is kind of sunny but very humid. So maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. So thank you so much everybody. So there is still running right here, but thank you so much for joining us. This is the last race of the year, our last race of the year. So thank you so much on behalf of the Racing Line team, Visayas and Mindanao. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. And thank you so much for joining us as well. So good night and safe drive home. Maraming salamat everybody. Thank you, Eneos Philippines. Maraming salamat to all who join us here. Ang daming nagbiyahe papunta sa last race. So God bless everybody. So thank you so much. Bye-bye.